Hey, what is going on everybody, and welcome back to a new video. In today's video I'm gonna show you guys how to get way less input lag in Tekken 7 or in any game that you play. These tips will help you to reduce that input lag and make you a better gamer. Don't quote me on that, but yeah. So the first tip and the most important tip that I will give you in this video and any other video that you'll go and watch in the internet, they will not give you a better tip than this, which is to disable this shitty setting, which is Vsync. It's really annoying. This setting is not worth the compromise in performance that you will get. This setting is gonna be helping you to reduce the screen tearing when you play games, but it's gonna double your input lag. It's gonna be a disaster. Don't even bother with this stupid setting. Don't even enable it in any game that you play. I don't recommend that. This is the most important tip that I will give you, and anyone will give you about input lag. This is the most important tip. Just disable this and go on with your life. You will thank me when you disable this shitty setting. So this is the first tip. Make sure to apply this to your game, and you will thank me in the comments. I'm sure that you will do. So the second tip is to go and look at your GPU usage in the task manager. You can find it here, task manager. All right, if you do have 90% or 80% GPU usage, make sure to go inside of the game settings, graphic settings, and then reduce your rendering quality. This will help you to reduce the GPU usage of your GPU, which will help to reduce the stress on the GPU so it can render the frames, render the game in a constant pace. If you render the game in a varying timing between the frames, it's gonna feel wonky, and it's not gonna feel good to play when the GPU doesn't render in a constant pace. It's gonna sometimes it will work fast, and then it will work slower, and then it's not gonna be good. So the most important settings to change here is the rendering scale. The rendering scale is this is the most effective thing to reduce your GPU usage. Reduce this as much as you tolerate. So this is gonna reduce your image quality by a lot, and then disable the anti-aliasing. These are other settings is not that important. The most important two is these two. So disable these, and you will have better performance. And then the third and last tip, which is gonna be to go into your. If you have an NVIDIA card, this will apply to you. If you don't, if you have an AMD card, I don't know the settings for the AMD card, so don't quote me on this. So go here in your NVIDIA settings. I don't know about the AMD cards if they do have these settings. So I don't have, because I don't have an AMD card. So watch other people if you want, if you have an AMD card. So here, just go to the manage 3D settings, and then copy whatever I have here. These settings, well, sometimes you'll have less. Some people will have the less than these settings that I have, because I have the 1080 GTX 1080. It's a relatively high-end card, so some of you guys will not have these settings, but just copy these, pause the video, and then copy these. These will help you to reduce your input lag. So there are a few settings that I want to talk to you about, which is one of them is the most important thing is this shitty thing, vertical sync, Vsync. Disable it from here. Also go to here and then put it to off. All right. If you really want this shitty setting, go to fast. Put it at fast. Don't put it as on. Put it as fast. All right. But I don't recommend you do that. And then the second thing is, if you have a G-Sync compatible monitor, don't use this stupid technology. It's really not worth the compromise in performance. It's gonna be better than Vsync. It's definitely better than Vsync, but I don't think it's worth it. I really don't think it's worth it, especially in Tekken 7 and games that are competitive. These technologies are for Dark Souls and other games that you will play yourself. So you have you want to see good graphics, but for competitive games, this is not good. These settings are not good. So in other games that you will have more than 60 frames, sometimes you'll have a setting that in the game that will allow you to cap the frame rate, which is the best setting to fondle with. I would advise you to lock your refresh rate instead of getting a varying refresh rate, which is gonna help you to stay consistent in your inputs. So cap your frame rate inside of your game settings. That's another tip. And the last tip, if you have the if you have this thing, if you still have 90% or 80% GPU usage, go to the low latency mode and try enabling it. Put it as on and put it as ultra. One of these two. Try one of these two. Which one works best for you. I tried them both and I didn't get any performance increase because I don't have a high GPU usage. This setting is meant to be used when you have 90 or more GPU usage. It's gonna decrease the input lag, but sometimes it's gonna create some funky stuff in the game, so some artifacts and jitter. But so these are the tips that I have for you guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, if you learned something new, please tell me in the comment. If you don't agree with anything I said, also tell me in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.